Welcome to lesson 33. We're going to begin with the irregular verb to grow, crecer, cultivar. Grow, grows, grew, will grow, growing, have grown, has grown. They grow tomatoes, cultivan los tomates. She grows flowers, ella cultiva flores. I grew tomatoes last year. Cultivé tomates el año pasado. They'll grow corn in this field. Ellos cultivarán maíz en este campo. This is they will grow corn. The grass is growing too tall. La hierba crece demasiado alto. The children have grown so much. Los niños han crecido tanto. And another irregular verb, to throw, tirar. Throw, throws, threw, will throw, throwing, have thrown, has thrown. You can throw it over there. She throws her clothes on the floor. He threw the ball in the air. She'll throw the boxes away. She will throw the boxes away. They're throwing a party. They are throwing a party. You need to throw the ball like this. He has thrown a baseball before. We're going to practice doesn't and don't. Remember that doesn't is a contraction for does not, and don't is a contraction for do not. Use the word don't with the pronouns I, you, we, and they, and for plural subjects. Use the word doesn't with the pronouns he, she, and it, and for singular subjects. So remember that don't is do not, doesn't is does not, I don't, you don't, we don't, they don't, he doesn't, she doesn't, it doesn't. For example, he doesn't have the key. She doesn't need to use the phone. The cat doesn't like dogs. The cat would be it. It doesn't. You don't live in the city. We don't visit each other very often. Lions don't like to swim. Lions would be they, ellos, they don't. Those birds, otra vez, ellos, don't eat fish. Those birds don't eat fish. David doesn't like seafood. The girls don't know how to cook yet. I don't have time to do that. He doesn't know what time it is. Juan's brothers don't watch sports. Mrs. Sanchez doesn't have a cat. Polar bears don't live in forests. Cats and dogs don't usually like each other. Sometimes we use these negatives at the beginning of a question to emphasize surprise at something. Doesn't she want to go to the dinner? I'm surprised. Don't you like spaghetti? Everyone likes spaghetti. Doesn't the baby need to sleep? Doesn't this bus go to the city? Don't we need to turn at this light? Fold and translate 13. He lives in another house. We always work on Saturdays. He plays the guitar. We're missing a box. I gave him a book already. Put your name on the list. You can sit here. Can you drive a forklift? I drove the bus. Let go of the cable. He knows your parents. I can't hear you. Where do you work? What kind of work do you do? How many children do you have? Which one is your brother? Who's helping you? I didn't know that. I saw her at Superstore. He heard about the earthquake. Please bring me the key. Can you get me a coffee? Don't put it there. I miss my family. There's no one here. I haven't got time. She wasn't at work. They didn't go. North, south, east, west. Expressions 8. Let down, fallar. Let in, dejar entrar. Little by little, poco a poco. Look after, cuidarse. Look down on, despreciar. Look for, buscar. Look forward to, esperar, tener ganas de. Look like, parecerse a. You look just like your father. Parecerse a tu padre. Look out for, proteger. He is always looking out for me. Él siempre me está protegiendo. Look over, revisar. Look over the contract before you sign it. Revisa el contrato antes de firmarlo. Look up to, respetar, admirar. Make fun of, burlarse de. Make up one's mind, tomar una decisión. I've made up my mind. Ya he tomado una decisión. Make up with someone, reconciliar. Make up a story, inventar. He's making that up. Se lo está inventando. Mean, significar lo que querer decir. That's not what I meant. Eso no es lo que quise decir. Never mind. No importa. Nowhere. En ninguna parte. Putting it into practice 15. Have you seen that movie? ¿Has visto esa película? Have you seen that movie? I have seen that movie already. Ya he visto esa película. I have seen that movie already. I saw that movie last month. Vi esa película el mes pasado. I saw that movie last month. Have you done your work yet? ¿Has hecho su trabajo todavía? Have you done your work yet? I've already done it. Remember that I've is a contraction for I have. I have already done it. Already is ya. I've done is he hecho, and it is lo. I've already done it. Ya lo he hecho. I did it yesterday. Hice lo ayer, literalmente. Lo hice ayer. I did it yesterday. Have you finished the job? ¿Has terminado el trabajo? Have you finished the job? I've finished the job already. Ya he terminado el trabajo. I've finished the job already, and I've is a contraction for I have. I finished the job before lunch. Terminé el trabajo antes de almuerzo. I finished the job before lunch. Be careful, that ladder is broken. Tenga cuidado, la escalera se rompe. Be careful, that ladder is broken. They need sharper scissors. Se necesitan tijeras más afilados. They need sharper scissors. These scissors are dull. Estas tijeras son embotados. These scissors are dull. We're going to practice a conversation page. Are there any mangoes left? Hay mangoes quedan, pienso en español. Any literalmente es alguna, alguien, or cualquiera, pero no es necesario en español. It's not necessary in Spanish. Are there any mangoes left? No, not many. Just a few or just a little. So we are practicing the difference between few or little, many or much. Cosas que podemos contar is a few or many. Cosas que no podemos contar is a little or much. So for example, are there any mangoes? Podemos contar mangoes? No, not many, just a few. Is there any coffee left? No, not much, just a little. No podemos contar la cantidad de café. We can't count the quantity of coffee, so we use the word little, just a little, solo un poco. Are there any carrots left? No, not many, just a few. Is there any bread left? No, not much, just a little. Are there any grapes left? No, not many, just a few. Is there any soup left? No, not much, just a little. Are there any potatoes left? No, not many, just a few. Is there any flour left? No, not much, just a little. Are there any oranges left? No, not many, just a few. Is there any ice left? No, not much, just a little. Flour is harina. The Story of the Bible, Part 2. Moses and the Israelites lived in the desert for 40 years. God instructed his people to build a tabernacle so that he could dwell with them. Dwell is another word for live. Many laws and ordinances were given for cleansing and atonement because the presence of God, who is holy, cannot dwell with sinful people without an atoning sacrifice. For 40 years the very presence of God was with his people in the desert. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of cloud to lead them along the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, that they might travel by day and by night. The pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night did not depart from before the people. Exodus chapter 13, verses 21 to 22. Yet, even though the presence of God lived among them, the people rebelled and complained. A pattern of disobedience and judgment followed. The people rejected God. God allowed other nations to overtake them. The people repented and returned to God, and he restored them. Finally, the people asked God's prophet, Samuel, to appoint a king over them. The Israelites were dissatisfied. They wanted to be like the other nations. Samuel, God's prophet, was distressed and prayed to God. And the Lord said to Samuel, Obey the voice of the people in all that they say to you, for they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me from being king over them. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 7. Samuel obeyed God and appointed Saul as the first king of Israel. Many kings followed. Some of Israel's kings obeyed God, others were evil. When the people were suffering under a wicked king, they would cry out to God. But when fair kings reigned, they forgot about God again. Finally, God declared that he would remove his presence from his people. The nation of Israel was divided, conquered, and scattered. For hundreds of years the prophets were silent, and Israel waited for the promised Redeemer. This is the story of the Old Testament, that God, holy and without sin, called his people to separate themselves from the sinful world and follow him. But the people rebelled and rejected God. They were not satisfied with the very presence of God, and preferred the things of the world to the things of God. Yet there was always a remnant that waited for the promised Messiah. That is, the Christ. His arrival was predicted by the prophets. He was the one who would bruise the serpent's head. He was the descendant of Abraham, through whom all the nations would be blessed. We're going to practice a little of the homework. I don't know how to use my bank card. No sé cómo usar mi tarjeta de banco. I can't figure out how to use this machine. No puedo encontrar la manera de usar esta máquina. Figure out is resolver or encontrar la manera de hacer algo. I can't see where we are on this map. No puedo ver dónde estamos en este mapa. Is this seat taken? ¿Este asiento está ocupado? Is this seat taken? What is your date of birth? ¿Cuál es tu fecha de nacimiento? What is your date of birth? Does this shirt come in other colors? ¿Esta camisa viene en otros colores? Does this shirt come in other colors? Where can I find a short-sleeved shirt? ¿Dónde puedo encontrar una camisa con manga corta? Where can I find a short-sleeved shirt? Can you show me where I am on this map? ¿Me puede mostrar dónde estoy en este mapa? Can you show me where I am on this map? How do I get to the bus station from here? ¿Cómo llegar o cómo llego de la estación del autobuses de aquí? How do I get to the bus station from here? We couldn't come to the dinner because we were working. No pudimos llegar a la cena porque estábamos trabajando. We couldn't come to the dinner because we were working. Congratulations, you're finished Lesson 33.